I've used a Twix wrapper as a bookmark this time. Hey friends, I took a little break over the Christmas time and I really needed it because Christmas was really stressful for me. So I actually didn't get around to reading any Christmas books this season and I'm kind of sad about that. I have started one book that I was really excited about but didn't get around to finishing it. I'm probably gonna read it next Christmas time. Right now I'm actually reading Bunny by Mona Awad. I am very intrigued by this book. Like, it's so addicting for some reason because it's so trippy. It really feels like you're hallucinating about a cult at college and it's like really out there. I have no clue where this is going and that's what makes it really intriguing to me. And also the vibes are just super creepy. It blows my mind basically every page. So I've got 160 pages left of this one and I'm also currently listening to an audiobook, The Mystery Guest, which is the second book of The Maid. I've really enjoyed The Maid. If you've watched my other reading vlog, I really like that one. And I'm also pretty excited about this one, but I haven't listened to it for a while because Christmas has just been all over the place. So I didn't get around to listening to it much. And I would really like to finish those two books before the new year. So in this video, I really want to like reset for the new year, figure out my reading goals, get everything clean and nice for the new year as well, because the apartment is kind of a mess because I've been so stressed over the Christmas time. And I'm also currently very obsessed with Fields of Mystria, which is like a cozy pixel Stardew Valley kind of game. And I'm just loving it so much. So I thought I could combine these two things, like playing Fields of Mystria and also listening to an audiobook while playing. I don't know if you noticed the quality change. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. I also sold my guitar, my old phone, and another camera lens to buy a new camera lens. And it's a wide angle camera lens with a lower aperture, so it brings in more light. I'm just really excited to start the new year with better quality for my videos. I can show you, like, it goes super wide. This is so cool. I'm just super excited about this. So I would say, without further ado, let's get into this video and let's start reading. I'm using a Gymshark tag as a bookmark right now because I couldn't find anything else, but sometimes you just gotta use what you have, you know? Like, I've got so many cute bookmarks, but I'm rarely using them for some reason. Shame on me, honestly, but they are all in a drawer, and whenever I need a bookmark, I'm like laying on the couch or I'm like in this chair, and I'm like, I really don't want to get up right now, so what can I find to use as a bookmark instead? So yeah, this was around. I put away the book for a little while because I've got a raging headache, so I thought I could think about some reading goals for next year, figuring out what I want to achieve next year in terms of reading and what kind of books I want to read. I'm probably gonna do like a separate 2025 TBR video, so I'm not gonna talk about specifically which books I want to read. I want to like brainstorm a bit in what kind of direction I want to go. So I would really like to read 50 books next year because I feel like that would be a manageable number if I don't get into another huge burnout and reading slump again, because this year I was actually in a pretty large reading slump. I've just not read for several months and I've only read about 30 books. I've only read 29 so far, but I'm gonna reach 30. See other people reading 70 to 100 books, other booktubers. I'm just not cut out for that because I'm reading pretty slowly. So you might say that reading 30 to 50 books is still like a lot, which it is. Like, I can definitely appreciate that it is, but because I'm focusing my life so much on making book content and reading, I'm still disappointed by that number because I see other book content creators reading so large numbers of books. And I spend a lot of time making book content and reading. So I feel like I should be able to read more, but I am a slow reader, so I'm allowed to not read as much. And sometimes when you're making content, you really get into this like comparison state, especially watching other people online. I really want to let that go in the next year, but that's more like of a personal goal. That's not like a reading goal for 2025. Maybe I can put like comparing my reading less. I really want to read more literary fiction books because I've discovered my love for literary fiction this year. I've known that I liked literary fiction since a few years ago, but this year I feel like I have really gotten into it, and I feel like my reading taste has developed so much. I feel like I really want to focus more on those like weirder or like deeper books that give me some new perspectives on life, and that like make me question several parts about my life, and then make me like really see life from different perspectives, because that's what I really enjoy. And also just read books that are a little bit more out there, that aren't very predictable, because I always enjoy those books the most, and also the books that like leave me breathless, like I don't know. And I feel like literary fiction books and books with a bit of a weirder storyline do that more often. So I really want to read some more literary fiction and be less afraid to read books I haven't heard about. And I also, which kind of goes hand in hand with reading 50 books next year, I also want to read at least one book per week, and also try to read for 1 hour each day, even if it's just listening to an audiobook. I feel like when I'm reading daily, I'm also more into reading. Like when I take reading breaks, I feel like I kind of get out of touch with my reading and I'm just not as excited about it anymore. But when I continuously read every single day, I'm just super hooked with the books I'm reading and I want to know how it continues. And the last thing on my list that I really would like to achieve is to read 2 whole series next year. I feel like series like really stick with me, but sometimes it's really hard for me to push through a series because I get distracted and I want to read other things and so on. And also just some series just don't catch my attention enough. So I really want to prioritize finding a series that I can binge next year and hopefully find 2 of them. I really would like to read the Shadow Me series next year and make a whole video about it. I'm also thinking about reading some kind of Sarah J. Maas series because I haven't read any Sarah J. Maas. I haven't read any of her books and I know people are obsessed with her, but I also heard that her characters, like it's all like very spicy and her characters are all very like pretty, and I kind of despise that. Not gonna lie. Like I usually really like those flawed characters that aren't perfect. I always hate when characters are described as like this like perfect, beautiful character. I'm like, no. So yeah, we'll see what series I'm gonna end up reading, but I want to read at least 2 whole series next year. So, and I think those are all of the reading goals I have for next year. And I'm just super excited for next year because I feel like it has so much potential, but I also feel like that every single year. I just really like this clean slate of a new year. I feel like, especially with my reading, I'm like so motivated going into a new year, but that also means for me that I'm super unmotivated to finish my last books before the new year. So December is always my worst reading month because I'm just not motivated anymore. So yeah, we'll see how many of these I'm gonna get done next year. I'm definitely gonna reflect it at the end of next year to see how many of these reading goals I got done. So I now got 1.5 hours left and I'm gonna stop cleaning now because I'm so done, like I'm so sweaty and I just want to chill now. So I'm probably gonna play some Fields of Mystria on my Steam Deck and just listen to the rest of this audiobook. Morning, friends. It's a new day. It's one day before the last day of 2024, but I'm feeling pretty good today. Like, I've already cleaned a bit of the kitchen today and have just imported all of the footage, and also today I really want to read I really want to read at least 100 pages of this book because I've got 150 pages left of Bunny. And then I also want to finish The Mystery Guest, which I think I've got an hour left. Yeah, I've got 50 minutes left of The Mystery Guest. But I also have to go grocery shopping today for our raclette, which we make at New Year's Eve. Since last year, we've been spending New Year's Eve just the two of us. Before that, we always went to parties or to celebrate with friends. I'm just really excited to take life a bit slower right now and to just relax with my boyfriend, have a nice New Year's Eve, celebrate into the new year, reflect the old year, and just have like a very chill New Year's Eve, if you know what I mean. So I would say, without talking much further, I'm gonna get started with my day because it's already almost 2 p.m. My sleep schedule is pretty messed up right now, but I'm gonna keep it that way for New Year's Eve so I can stay up late. But hopefully next year I can fix it a little bit. It's a bit later in the day. I had a lot of other things to do, like grocery shopping and getting things ready for tomorrow. So I'm gonna read for a bit now and hopefully get a few more pages done so I can finish this by tomorrow. Nox is here. I don't know if you can see him. And Albus is on the other side of the camera. But I'm in pretty good company. The struggle with the Gymshark tag bookmark is that I rarely find it while flipping through the book, but found it. Alright, I'm on page 216 and things are getting interesting. I don't know how to describe this because it's so wild that I don't even know how to tell you in what kind of part I am, but I feel like the main character is finally gonna wake up a bit more. Let me read you the dialogue of this book. It's like so teen movie Mean Girls, but also just so weird. You should go naked, Bunny. Oh, what if we all went naked, Bunny? Would Benjamin be pissed? No way. Benjamin is such a unicorn person. Then let's all go naked. Yay! Also, what snacks should we bring? All the cookie butter, please? Oh my god, Bunny, you are so fucking brilliant. So many chocolate covered peanut butter cups. So much, yes. Also pumpkin spice something. Oh my god, pumpkin spice everything. And it's like this throughout the whole book, and it's kind of funny, but also weird, and also kind of creepy, and that's the whole vibe of this book. Happy New Year, friends! It's 2025 and I can't believe it. I do gotta say that I didn't finish all of the books in 2024 because prepping for New Year's Eve was actually a lot more than I expected. Like, we had to prep so much, so I didn't really get to reading on the last day of 2024, but I did finish The Mystery Guest, and the thing is, I really did enjoy it, but because I've gotten to know the characters in the first one so much, I felt like it was very similar to the first one, and my critique point in the first one already was that the mystery just wasn't intense enough, but I really enjoyed the character growth in that one. But because we had that character growth in the first one, the second one fell a little bit more flat for me. Like, the tension arc just wasn't completely there for me. Like, the first 3/4 of the book were a bit slower, and then at the end I was like getting super emotional, and I was like, okay, I really did enjoy this, but just not as much as the first one. So I'm gonna rate this book 3.5 stars, maybe 3.25 stars. I still really liked it, and Molly has a very special spot in my heart because I can just relate to her so much. So I'm definitely gonna finish this series in 2025. I also have 80 pages left in Bunny, and I've used the Twix wrapper as a bookmark this time. It's getting better and better. But I've got 80 pages left, or 70? 70 pages. I've got 70 pages left. Woo! Also, I wanted to share the vision board that I created for the new year. I'm gonna show you like this, but I'm also gonna put it here so you can see better. It makes me just so excited for this year. And I've also put it as my lock screen. It reminds me of what I want to achieve this year and also what I want to remember this year. Like, it's not all about achievements for me this year. It's also about like remembering things that are important to me this year, because I sometimes get lost in other people's opinions. So I want to like remember that I am okay the way I am and so on. I am going to finish Bunny now. I do gotta say that the main character feels so dependent on other people. Like, it feels like she really doesn't have an own personality. Like, her personality is super dependent on who her favorite person is right now. I don't know how to feel about her. We're gonna see how this is going to end. Like, I am just so intrigued to find out. Oh shit. No. I can't believe what is happening here. Like, things are going down. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be very interesting. I can't. This is too crazy. This is so wild. I've got no words. Oh my gosh. What is this book doing to me? What is happening? Ugh. What did I just read? What is this book? I literally can't wrap my head around it. I think I need a few minutes. This was a ride. I really have no words for this. It felt like a fever dream. It felt like the kind of dream where you're like, while you're reading it or while you're in that dream, you're like, I know what's happening, I understand it, but after waking up, you're like, what have I just dreamt? And this is what it feels like reading this book. Like, whenever I put it down, I'm like, what? What is even happening in this book? Like, I just can't really put it into words at all. I'm so shook. But I also absolutely loved Mona Awards writing, and I feel like this was supposed to be kind of a metaphor for something that I didn't get. She took that kind of like Mean Girls sorority thing and made it into something completely different and completely over the top. The ending shocked me so much. I've already ordered another book by Mona Award, which is called All's Well, and I'm pretty excited to read it this year because she's taking people on a ride that's so unlike anything I've ever read. And I really enjoy that like unexpectedness of it. Like, I just don't know what's happening at all times. I don't recommend this to anyone. I feel like you have to be really in the mood for something very out there, for like a horror novel that takes you on a journey. So I'm probably going to rate this around 4.25 stars. I feel like in a week I won't remember what has even happened in this book, and I also don't really know like what to take away from this book, but I really enjoyed her writing, and even though it was this wild, I was never confused to the point where I was like, I don't understand what I'm currently reading. Like, I don't understand anything in this book, because you still feel like you're up to date on the story. And with that, I have finished the last book of 2024. It's now 2025, so I should probably count it towards 2025. But also, I've read 80% of this book in 2024. I will figure out what I'm going to do about that. And I hope you guys also have the most amazing reading year. Let me know in the comments what your last read of 2024 was. Also, what kind of reading goals you have. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!